My name is Mark Fratto, and I'm the voice of the Washington Commanders at FedEx Field. You're listening to the Command This podcast with Steve, Dev, and Phil.
What's up, everybody? I know I'm horrible about doing the 1 minute countdown, but you should already had this tuned in and been ready for us to pop in at 8:30. We're, of course, casually a couple minutes late. It's your boy Phil here with the Command This podcast, joined as always by the one and only Dev. Dev, how you doing tonight?
What up?
Of course, Steve is not able to make it with us tonight. He is out being, full-time daddy tonight. So he will be popping into the comments and so forth. He may be on towards the end of the podcast. We shall see. Anyway, so here we are. We're coming up on week 10. We are going to Seattle to play one of our a team that I kind of see as one of our rivals. At least, playoff rivals, it seems like, past decade and a half, in the Seattle Seahawks. We faced them 3 times in the playoffs in the post dynasty era. We faced them in 2005, 2007, and in 2012, or after those seasons. And our seasons ended at the hands of Seattle. So I've always had a little bit of a feeling towards the Seattle Seahawks. Also, the fact that they basically gained a fan base out of nowhere for a few years, and now everybody's forgotten them. But anyway, looking at the 2023 Seahawks, this is a little bit of a different team that we had seen in teams in years past. Dev, what are your impressions on this year's Seattle Seahawks?
Some mid. They are. I mean, they're a good team, man. They're sound. They're coached very well. They got a steady player quarterback now. Green is kind of turned his career around. Seattle has some weapons at receiver, definitely in Metcalf. The young boy rookie receiver they use sometimes too, and they also have still your boy in there slot. What's his name?
Smith and I cannot pronounce his name.
Nah, I know him. I'm talking about the other receiver, not him, not those two, not him and Metcalf, the other guy. Lockett. Yeah, Pro Bowler, dope receiver. Lockett. They still have him who probably poses the most threat consistently. They got a pretty strong running game in Walker. So you're gonna have our defense is gonna be tested pretty good this game, man. We just got to hold.
Understand that. Well, let me kind of show some things here while we do this. Let me share my screen and show you. And you have to forgive me here. I'm still learning all the wonderful aspects of this whole deal. So right now we're looking at the 2023 Seattle Seahawks. They are ranked 17th in points for on offense, 20th in yards gained. They are 22nd in points allowed and 25th in yards allowed. So both bottom half of the league there. But despite that, they do have a 5-3 record. So they have managed to escape by with some tough wins here. If you want to look at their schedule so far this year, you can see that they beat the Rams. They lost to the Rams, 30-13, and a bit of a surprising loss to be open season. Edged out the Lions in overtime, beat the rebuilding Panthers by 10, stomped the Giants, lost a close one to the Bengals, beat the Cardinals by 10, beat the Browns by 4, which is a little surprising, and then got completely snuff filmed by the Baltimore Ravens, who put up 298 yards rushing on them and 515 yards of total offense on them last week. They are 5-3. They are, as of right now, in the playoffs. but they are a team that basically they're tied for first in the NFC West, and they are going to be a viable playoff team, looks like, or at least a team that's going to be basically challenging for one of those spots for the one of the last playoff spots. And one of the teams they're going to be challenging with is going to be as of right now, the Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
Are currently 4-5 and have played well the past 2 weeks, put up over 450 yards of offense on average the past 2 weeks. So, things are trending up for us. And the Seahawks look like, they're going to be a tough team, but I don't know. I'm not particularly impressed by them. I think they've edged out some games that they could have easily lost. They could easily be 3-5 this season with 2 of their wins, their tough wins against the Bengals, against the Lions. They could have lost either one of those games. I'm sorry, not the Bengals, but the Browns. Their win against the Browns and their win against the Lions could have gone either way too. Let's in the comments here. Our resident Eagles fan, Terrence, they're having their bye week this week. Yes, sir. No birds die, Eagles die. Gotcha. All right, Steve, popping in from the comments, shouting out Terrence, says enjoy the bye week. Super Chef, what up, Super Chef? Salute from the kitchen, fellas. Big game on Sunday. Absolutely is. Absolutely is. This is going to have a lot of implications that we're going to make something of this season and make a playoff run. It's got us, it started last week, but this week's a big one because it's in conference and it's against a team that is in one of those wild card spots right now, as they do not have the tiebreaker over the 49ers at the moment. Mark Steedland says, what up, Phil, Dev, and Steve? What up, Marcus? And, of course, Dev getting in the comments and letting you know that Louisville's got to tighten up, Marcus. Louisville's always got to tighten up, don't they?
Yeah, we're 7-0 right now against Virginia.
Well, I mean, it's Virginia's not particularly great.
Right, that's why I said we got to tighten up. We're number 11 in the country right now in football.
You think Louisville's ever going to be a top 10 program?
We're 11 right now.
Do you think they're going to crack it to the top 10? I mean, looking, moving forward.
Yeah, with Brown at coach, yeah. I think it happened. We did it a few times with Lamar and Teddy Bridgewater.
I believe you're sniffing around the bottom part of that 10th.
And Redmond, they all got in there. Redmond.
Mark Seeland definitely agrees with you. Getting back to the game coming up this Sunday, I wanted to touch base on a couple of things here and just kind of go through. This is some stuff I found while scrolling Instagram, because I think that these are some interesting little tidbits to kind of show you where we are at with some individual players, namely our quarterback and our defensive backs. So let me share this with you here. Benjamin St. Juste has 12 forced incompletions this season. That is first in the NFL. Shout out to Washington Daily on Instagram, a great follow as well. I think that's, we definitely have given a lot of hell to our defensive backfield this season, but it's always nice to see when someone is playing very well as well. Now, looking at some of these other bits that I found this season, this week. All right. Tired of this thing asking me for permissions and stuff. Here's a little bit of an interesting stat. Sam Howell is currently leading the NFL in big-time throws per Pro Football Focus with 22. That's more than Tua. That's more than Jalen Hurts. That's more than Matthew Stafford. That's more than Josh Allen. Now, at what point do he's just a 5th rounder arguments die? Let me see if I can let me full screen this so people can see. Right there. Big time throws. Sam Howell, number one, people. What else can you say? The guy's been productive without a reasonable offensive line, and he still hasn't even started 16 full games in his career yet. He's not even in his second season at this point. So anyway, so the last one I wanted to share is this one right here. And it's talking about trending in the right direction. I think this is a very interesting one as well. So this one points out that Sam Howell, in his first 7 games this season, his sack rate was 12.8%, which is the third highest amongst quarterbacks with at least 5 starts. However, in the last 2 games, it's only 3.8%. Only 6 QBs have had a lower number if you look at all the QBs who have at least 20 attempts. That's a big improvement. And again, shout out to Washington Daily for all of these. They're a great aggregator of content. But what do you think, Dev? You think everything's trending in the right direction when it comes to our guy, Sam Howell?
Yeah. It looks like he could be possibly the real deal, man. I'm anxious to see how I finish up the season, see what he does, man. Hopefully the second half is as good or not better than the first half.
Now, how much do you think is that Sam Howell just growing because he is a young quarterback?
I don't know.
Versus how much of that is changing up the guard and the center, the left guard and the center.
Well, I don't know. Like, as far as we got the ball, by the way, fumble. But as far as how, I don't really see him as playing bad all year. I didn't see him play bad the last game of last year. I don't see anything indifferent than I saw at the beginning of the year. I just see now that if the line blocks or if they make a steadier game plan, that the abilities that we've been seeing is able to show up more often. So he's able to look more consistent. I don't think he's had. I think I talked to Shotguns about this one day. I don't think he's had a game where I said, "Well, how's the reason we lost?" Except for the Bills game. I think he didn't play great in some games, but he only played bad in the Bills game, where he won the infamous Glide Dookie Award. You know what I'm saying? By the way, he's made a couple of bonehead passes, but hell, Mahomes has made a few bonehead passes. Josh Allen has made more than a few bonehead passes. Quarterbacks make bonehead passes sometimes. I don't know if I think he's any better than I thought he would be. I didn't think he would be a bad quarterback. I never thought he was a bad quarterback. I didn't know if he would be a franchise quarterback or not, but I knew he'd be good. I thought he'd be good. I didn't think he'd lose his job. So I guess, man, to answer your question.
Well, I mean, it's definitely it's interesting to see. I think it's a little bit of both. You put the right line in front of him, and the kid can shine, and he can show you what he can really do.
Yeah, I think they made him definitely more consistent with a different game plan. I like that they're throwing Armor out there at fullback. They're lining up behind center and running it sometimes. I like that stuff. Does help a young quarterback out. So yeah, I guess your answer is yes. I'm rambled on about it, but yes is the answer. I've seen that.
Try to give you the opportunity to ramble on a little bit about it. Steve Lim trolling in the comments says Jay Gruden is the best Louisville player ever.
Yeah.
He's Lamar Jackson 5. Had something to say about that. So would Teddy Bridgewater.
He's in the top 5. Oh, well,
there you go.
But he's top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna knock him.
Badass Lord Tipsy. What up, Tipsy? Giving us the old flashing some metal there. And Steve Lim's being sure to, hey, he missed you. And and he's been working a lot. You know what? A lot of people have been on their grind lately, and we gotta look at that here. Mark Seelan agrees that Sam's growing as quarterback and the change of Chris Paul and Tyler Lawson. Hey, it's nice when things start coming together, a little later than we wanted, but better late than never, especially all things considered. Spider Monkey 304 says chances DK could carry Forbes to the end zone like a toddler and catch a TD at the same time. It's possible. That's a 60-pound weight difference between those two, or 55 pounds, I believe. Because I believe DK is about 225. Forbes is 170 with all of his equipment on. could happen. So I think that's where St. Juice could come in. St. Juice, being 6'3", 210, a real physical guy.
Punt for a
Louisville
touchdown.
must have scored.
Block punt for a touchdown. Let's get it.
L1C4. Still, no one's ever told me what the hell that means. But anyway,
Cardinals forever, man.
Oh, that's what that means. All right.
Yeah.
I just learned something today, everybody. It says chances DK carry Forbes in the end zone. I don't think DK is going to be matched up on Forbes. DK, you got to put physical guys on him. Kendall Fuller, pretty physical guy. St. Juice, definitely a physical guy. You got to put somebody who can match him. Somebody who's over 6 foot and has a solid enough build that they can physically match up with them, especially any kind of jump balls. So I think that's where you're going to see, especially with St. Juice, really kind of, he doesn't have the interceptions, but he's got a lot of the pass breakups, and I think that he's going to be that guy. So let's take a look at the injury report for the coming game. Now, this one's a little bit interesting. We'll note that I am getting this off of the Seahawks website because they have one that was updated just an hour ago. No, I do not want Seahawks news. So right now, the DNPs for today, linebacker Jordan Brooks, guard Anthony Bradford, defensive end Mario Edwards Jr., he was resting, and DK Metcalf did not practice due to hip injury. And then limited was DJ Dallas, Colby Parkinson, and Charles Cross, and everybody else listed here, Lockett, Smith, and Jiba. How do you pronounce that guy's name? Someone help me out with this. Right here. Smith.
Ninja Smith, whatever it is.
Smith Ninja?
Yeah. Smith nigga. I don't know. Smith. You got it on like super small, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm like 46.
That's right. You know what, guys? See, I'm still learning how to do all this stuff because it's in full screen. Right here.
Yeah, Jackson Smith nigga hip. Oh. Ninja.
Njigba? Is it Njigba?
That nigga Jackson.
Njigba?
Yeah, I think I said Njigba's right. Yeah,
it is in Smith and Njigba. That's a tough one. I'm usually good pronouncing.
That's a dope ass name put on a jersey, though. I ain't gonna lie. That's a dope ass name.
We're gonna probably see him. We're gonna probably see him this week, even though he's another wide receiver with a hip injury. He is definitely having some. He was definitely having some injury, but he will be playing this game. The one to watch out for is DK Metcalf because DK Metcalf did not practice today due to his hip injury. At this point in your career, you can miss practice, and if you're good to go for a game, I mean, nothing's going to change so much that it's going to affect. But if he's still going into that game injured, that's a plus for us because that takes away a big weapon for them. Washington Commanders, limited participation today was Curtis Samuel with his toe injury, full participations, Emmanuel Forbes Jr. with his Achilles. Forbes looks like he's going to be good to go. Samuel apparently looks like he's going to be good to go as well from all reports. So I'm definitely thinking that we're going to be coming into this game very healthy and good to go. All right, let me pull this back up here. So injury report looks good for us, and doesn't look quite as good for the Seahawks. Now, we're going to talk about some matchups to watch. Dev, Seahawks versus Commanders. What is your matchup to watch?
Well, the matchup I don't want to see really is Forbes on Metcalf. But Forbes on that nigga Jackson, how he said his name. But I don't know, man. I want to see what Fuller has on Metcalf, honestly.
Well, you know that Forbes was targeted 7 times in the Patriots game, allowed 2 completions for 12 yards.
Patriots receivers are crap, though, man. I'm not going to give them credit for that. Those receivers are crap. Devontae Adams never plays. Not Devontae Adams, but Devontae Parker from Louisville never plays. But neither here nor there.
Well, still, I think the bounce back game for a rookie is important. So that's why I'm not as. I mean, I'm still worried, but if DK's not out there, that definitely makes me feel a lot better about Forbes covering anybody.
Njigba.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So Thomas Millen says Curl's gonna be watching DK deep Sunday. He's probably watching anybody deep on Sunday, but I don't know because Curl doesn't play deep. He usually plays close to the line, so it's probably gonna be Percy Butler's gonna be watching deep.
All right, man. I'm gonna say this, but please, play Quan Martin. No.
Lockett and Forsby, good matchup. Go Cards. So Marcus says. Thomas Millen points out that dang, we're actually healthy, which is nice.
Warriors had to about week 10.
Well, I don't know. Previous years, it was usually around week 7 or 8 that we started losing everybody. So let's hope that this bout of good health continues. Spider Monkey wants to know if we're going to see more, still see more Crowder or Samuel.
Samuel's still hurt, right?
Samuel looks like he's going to be. He was limited today, but the projection is that he will play this week, as of right now.
I want to see Samuel. Samuel was our best receiver the first half of the season, man. Or first half of the season, first quarter of the season.
I mean, you could definitely make a case for that.
Yeah.
I would like to see Samuel. I like to see him run Samuel without having all these special plays. Like, let's not force plays to Samuel.
They just go slants and drags. Yeah, he's been running routes.
Run routes because he could do that and do that well, and still do well. We don't need to run special plays for Samuel because whenever he's in there, if teams know that Samuel gets all these special plays for him, they're going to key on him. So let's keep spreading the ball around and keep the defense guessing. That's my suggestion. Steve Lim with the phonetics: Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. You know what's funny is that I got that right on draft night too. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. I'll have to remember that. I'll probably hear it a million times because we all know
he went to USC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude was dope. Was he there when they had that dude from the Lions?
Golf?
St. Brown?
Oh, I want to say Brown. No. He came up onto the starting roster after St. Brown was traded. I was like, what dude? Yeah. But no, Amon-Ra St. Brown was drafted, and Smith and Jigba came up, and kind of took his spot as wide receiver 1.
They never played with each other.
I think they may have. I think Njigba was behind St. Brown on the depth chart as a freshman or a sophomore. Spider Monkey says his matchup he wants to watch is the offense versus the 12th man. Obviously, Sam Howell in one of the loudest hostile environments out there will be interesting to see. The matchup I'm looking to see is our defensive front 6, front 7 versus the Seahawks running game. We've done a really good job of mitigating running attacks. We'll allow about one big run a game, which Del Rio did address. They said that's kind of been their Achilles heel. Is they allow that one big play here, one big play there, and that's mitigating all the good work that they do. You take away that one run that Stevenson had last week, and the Patriots ran for about 50 yards last week. So I like to see if we can continue mitigating the run. Myself, Marcus Edelin says that he wants to see the matchup is our protection versus Seahawks blitz packages versus our DBs versus Seahawks wide receivers. Those are 2 matchups to look at. Lord Tipsy points out that Witherspoon is a beast. We won't argue that here. Matchup to watch. EB's play calling against Seattle's defensive coordinator play calling. That's a good matchup to watch because, these are not 2 teams. These are not 2 coaches that have seen too much of each other. It's kind of a foreign thing. Last time we played the Seahawks was in Washington, and we beat them 17-15. A great defensive effort. It was in 2021 We were making that. We went on that 4-game win streak after Chase got hurt. See, Brown was drafted at the same time as De'Ami Brown. Correct. So, yeah, they may have played 1 year together, Smith and Jigba and St. Brown, but that would be about it.
USC is probably stupid. Fine.
Lord Tips says, is it me or do the Seahawks hit extra hard when they play us? I swear they lay the wood on us. It's been historical that we have a thing with the
Adams is hard, man.
We've lost them 3 times. 3 of the last 4 times. I'm sorry. 3 of the last 5 times we've been to the playoffs. We went to the playoffs after 05, 07, and 2012. All 3 years we were eliminated by the Seahawks. Of course, after 2005 was when our offense went completely to hell and we lost 20-10 to a Seahawks team that went to the Super Bowl. And then we lost to the Seahawks in 2007. That was when Todd Collins has. We were actually tied at 14 apiece. And then we just let that game get away from us at the end. They had 2 interceptions returned for touchdowns at the end as we were trying to pass our way back into a tie game. And then 2012 was the infamous Robert Griffin game where he, snuck onto the field when no one was looking at one point because they were talking about possibly taking him out because his knee was gone. But Spider Monkey says, which unis that we're wearing? If I understand correctly, we're going white jerseys on burgundy pants.
I'd rather go all white.
I don't know if we are or not. I mean, I just saw somebody mention that today on Twitter. I don't know.
Y'all need to turn on ESPN and see the color scheme Louisville wears. We need to do that color scheme. Got all the same colors basically. Just wear that color. Like do that color scheme. That black and white. Instead of that little gray outline, use gold or fucking yellow or whatever you want to use. But they need to definitely use that color scheme. The helmet and everything, the big ass black helmet with the white W on it would be dope, bro. That would be dope.
I know a lot of fans would be mad. They already don't like the name. I don't think they want us to stray too far from the burgundy and gold color scheme.
But we already have black in our colors. It's the same colors. Instead of red, just do burgundy. Red, black, and white. Burgundy, black, and white, and gold. That's our colors. It's the same colors Louisville has. They have gold on their helmets too with the Cardinals.
Like I said, it's different. Definitely, I would love to see us find a I'm the only person who thinks this. I'd love to see us go back to a variation of the gold pants.
I want black pants, black jerseys, white numbers with gold trim around the letters, dog. And I want a black helmet with a white W on it. That'd be fucking dope.
I would love to see you come up with this concept. We can show it on the podcast one of these days.
Do it, dog.
Spider Monkey wants to know how many 20-yard plays, plus yard plays did our defense give up? 4. I just threw a number out there. I don't know. Depends. It really depends. I'm still not sold on Geno Smith as being anything spectacular myself. He's having kind of a mid-year. We're doing all right. But Spider-Man says the Miami Shark uniforms. No, those were black and white. All black with white. I watched Any Given Sunday.
Miami Shark uniforms, man. Inflate your chest, drink Matrix. My name's Willie. Willie Beeman.
Watch, like I said, that movie. I remember when I was in high school.
I don't want me a Willie Beeman jersey, bro.
When I was in high school, everybody's movie was Remember the Titans, and mine was Any Given Sunday. And I was like the outcast for that amongst all the
I like the program.
All football guys. Like everybody loved. Well, yeah, Remember the Titans came out when I was in high school. So like that was the inspiring movie. And I'm like, nah, man, Any Given Sunday is much better. Sorry. I understand we're in Virginia. T.C. Williams is in Virginia. They feel like that's an us movie, but no. Any Given Sunday was the one I always went to. But I always gotta be different. All right, Dev. Washington Commanders win if.
They don't turn it over. I know it's the oldest rule in the book, but don't turn it over. You can win. Don't turn it over. You can win.
Don't turn it over, huh?
Don't turn it over.
Yeah, unfortunately we're good for about at least one a game.
One stupid one in the end zone too. I want to bring that shit back up.
Yeah, here you go. No stupid turnovers in the end zone or in the red zone. Either red zone. Don't turn it over. Period. But yeah, I got you. Don't turn the ball over. I say Commanders win if they can control the clock. Now I know that's another one of those old adages, but look how it worked against the Patriots.
Right.
We controlled the ball for over 37 minutes. Now, the Ravens ran for almost 300 yards on the Seahawks. I know we don't like to run the ball. Do you think that maybe Eric Bieniemy saw that and said, might have to run the ball a little bit, keep this ball on the ground to dominate that clock? I gotta think that that's something they have to have seen. They have to have seen something in that. So control the clock, keep their wide receivers, keep Kenneth Walker off the field, and you can win this game. Steve Williams says Commanders win if they can keep the Seattle wide receiver core in check. He also pointed out that Geno is down. He's having a down year. This can't be his get right game. Spider Monkey asks, was it the jambalaya?
Was it the jambalaya?
Any given Sunday.
Was
it the jambalaya?
Yeah. Said stomach was hurting. I do remember that. Run to the car. Football is a game of inches. That's my sex life. My sex life is a game of inches. Yeah. I'm lying. It's a game of yards, bro.
Oh man, where was the? I don't have a Pornhub sounder. Oh man, I don't know where Dev put that or where Steve put that sounder. Oh well. Anyway,
I'm ordering that Willie Beeman jersey, bro. I'm not lying to you.
Marcus Edelin says Commanders win. They run the ball and JDF. There, look at that. You don't want the white one. You want the black one.
The black one don't have the San Jose Sharks or whatever it is. Not San Jose Sharks. What are they?
Miami Sharks.
Yeah, they ain't got the Miami Sharks logo on the black one, man.
I don't ever remember wearing white jerseys in the movie. They always wore the black on black.
They did. Hold on, let me see. I'm sure these are.
All right, Bass Lord Tipsy. Commanders win if Forbes has a solid game. That would definitely help. The more defensive backs you have having a solid game, the better, for sure. Thomas Millen, Commanders win if. That's a big one. We definitely see if we can keep it to 3 sacks or less, Hal's going to be cooking, for sure. Steve Lim says he's Asian. It's a game of inches. Steve.
Well, selling me ties. I don't know.
I'm glad Steve, he can't be here on camera and on mic.
The Asians use the metric system.
And providing content and thoughts and opinions. All right, so let's move this forward. We are cooking tonight. That's how it is. Predictions. Dev, what's your prediction? Not for the Louisville game, for the Commanders and Seahawks.
Washington wins 24-21 in a slobber knocker. I just want to say slobber knocker.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Shout out to Jim Ross.
By God, he is broken in half. No, you're not wrong. It's going to be another one of these hard-hitting affairs. We always have violent and weird matchups with Seattle. Always something strange that happens. Like, it never just unfolds like a normal game. It's always somebody steps up when hasn't necessarily been the case. But I've been battling on this one all day long. I actually have Washington winning. It's going to be a close one, but I'm going to say 23-19. It's going to be an oddball score. I just have that feeling, just like the last matchup we had with them is it's going to be a close one. It's going to be first team to 20 wins. We're going to barely get over that 23, and they're going to be barely short of it at 19. So I have it as 23-19 Washington. Lord Tipsy having a good laugh at Steve. Thomas Millen predicts 31-21 Washington. Whew. That is a pretty significant number of points he has us putting up on.
Seattle hasn't been playing well. They got a couple of injuries too, I think, right?
Yeah. It is. Now, I'm going to point out, all right, that right now, Seattle are 6.5-point favorites. And the over-under is 44.5. So I'm saying barely take the under, but I'm having us beat Seattle by 4. So, yeah, Seattle are 6.5-point favorites. If you take away the 3 points for home advantage, it's still a 3.5-point favorites. They're still Vegas is not buying the hype for us yet that we seem to be starting to grow. Marcus Edelin, 24-20, Washington over Seattle. Badass Lord Tipsy says it's going to be a blowout. 34-3 Commanders. You know what, Tipsy? I can't get on board with that score, but I can get on board with that energy. I like that. I like that. And then Wet Blanket. Here comes Steve. Says it's going to be 30-26 Seattle. That's a high-scoring game.
Steve, forsaking us.
And then he says, I got to pick against for good juju. He says, just kidding. I'm going 24-20 Seattle. Okay. So let me write these down because I am now in charge of this whole boat of different things here. So, Dev, you said 24-20 Washington?
Yeah, 24-21.
24-21 Washington. See, I got to write these down, guys. I know Steve says I'll make sure I get all these for you guys. All right. Okay. Steve's writing this down now. See, you know what? See, that's why. Steve over here still helping out. So just to repeat the scores we got, it's going to be 23-19 Washington. It's my prediction. Dev says 24-21 Washington. Thomas Millen says 31-21 Washington. Marcus Edelin says 24-20 Washington. And Lord Tipsy says 34-3 Commanders over the Seahawks, which I would love. That
ain't happening.
Now, I got to say this, all right? 2 of my 3 most recent ex-girlfriends, one was a Patriots fan, one is a Seahawks fan. We beat the Patriots. Let's beat the Seahawks. I can go 2-0 on my exes. Oh man, Commandalorian steps in. He says 22-21 Seattle is his prediction. Oh, he said it's going to be a close one. I think Commandalorian and I are thinking along the same thing. Weird score and close game. Lord Tipsy says he hates Seattle so much. Hey, bro, I get it. But nonetheless, anybody else, if you haven't dropped your predictions, please do so. If you do, you're going to get a gift from us, and Steve will have that for you as well. So you have to get the score and the winning team correct. So that's the key to this. But anyway, so we have burned through this one pretty quickly. I guess this happens when there's only 2 of us giving opinions instead of 3. Steve pointed out that said that the whole 12th fan nonsense was so tiring. They didn't exist before Russ took it to the Super Bowl. Yes and no. the Seahawks did retire number 12 before Russ for the 12th man. I do remember them doing that years ago. We have a late entry.
Oh, snap.
Into the here. It's going to be Aaron Shearer. Right here. 26-24 Skins. Right? That's Aaron Shearer putting up that thing, and he says fuck Seattle.
Shearer's a good name. So
hey. And then he says Redskins commanded 12th man as part of their 87th Super Bowl win, their tribute video. Hey, you know what? The 12th man in Seattle is nothing compared to the 12th man at RFK. Because Seattle Stadium never rocked on its foundation. Steve Shearer says, what up, y'all? He's a little late. That's fine. Better late than never. Although, hey, we burned through this one pretty quickly. But anyway, so I guess that means that we are coming to wind this one down. Yeah.
What up?
How's Louisville looking now? I'm not paying attention to the score.
I don't know. 14 at the halftime.
14 at the halftime. Actually, I'll tell you what. Honestly, I hope you do beat UVA. I live.
We beat Virginia Tech. We beat Virginia Tech in basketball too day before yesterday. Just kicking Virginia's asses at our sports.
I'm not from Virginia. The only team in Virginia that I really truly root for is JMU, who are ranked in the NCAA top 25, but because of stupid rules, they're not bowl eligible because it's only their second year in division or in the FBS, which is nonsense. They're undefeated this season.
My son, funny story about my son in Virginia. I don't know if you've ever been to Racine, Virginia, which is like a hole in the wall.
It is. I know exactly where it is too.
My ex-wife, her grandparents lived there, so we used to go visit there every year we go visit. And my son, who is now 20, at the time he was probably like 8 or 9. He said, "We said, hey Trey, we're going to Subway." There's 2 stories on this trip, by the way. He said one, we went to Subway, and I asked him, we were in Virginia. I asked him, I said, "Hey man, what you want to eat while we're here in Subway, Virginia?" And he said, "Oh, I have the same thing I have when I'm in America." I'm like, "You dumbass," you know what I'm saying? Like he thought we're in a whole other country. And then one time I asked him, what a vagina was, and he said, and I said, "You don't know how," he said, "I know what it is. I know what it is." I said, "Boy, you don't know how to spell vagina." He was again like 8 years old. He said, "Yeah, I do. I know what it is." I said, "All right, what's a vagina, Trey?" And he says, "It's an Indian." He thought we were talking about Virginia the whole time. Like he thought he thought a vagina was Virginia. So we every now and then, if you ever are around us, I'll tell him, I'll call him a vagina Indian all the time, and he'll only want to get, we still ragging about that now, 10, 11, 12 years later. Vagina Indians.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Vagina Indian. See, JMU beat Michigan State and Tom Izzo in basketball the other day. Embarrassed them. That is something too.
We got beat by Kentucky Wesleyan. So
JMU's basketball team, their men's basketball team, has always been one of those ones that they'll occasionally, very occasionally, find themselves in the NCAA tournament, and they're one of those 16 seeds that gets fed to a Kentucky or a Duke or somebody like that. Not necessarily a legendary program. I used to go to basketball games all the time back in the late 90s when I first moved down here, because it was the first time in a while I had, real college basketball near me after living in Pennsylvania for a couple of years. So it was nice to attend, and they have a new stadium, new arena and everything down there that is really dope. So if you're in that area, if you're in the Harrisonburg area, and you want to catch a game, go catch a game at that stadium. It, like I said, it's a new facility. It's only been around for about 3-4 years at the most now. Hasn't been around very long, and it's still spanking new and lots of purple. If you like the color purple, it's the place to be because that is JMU's primary color. Marcus Edelin says, Liverpool lead 14-0. Corey won't have any jokes tonight. Hey, y'all can carry that beef on with the Sanchez over there, Corey Sanchez. And share what's the why his post was taken down. Oh man, a nasty little fluff up in the old Washington Football Addicts group because people don't listen to the rules. Do not post game-related posts during the game outside the game thread. We don't want to clutter up everybody's news feeds and the page feed. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, he's messing with me from the other day. He knows exactly. I know what you're talking about, Aaron. And it's funny because everybody was like, "Oh man, it sucks." He was responding to them. I gave him the explanation as to why, and silence.
You ever heard the song "No Sex in the Champagne Room" by Chris Tucker?
Oh yeah, I love that.
That's what you should do. No comments in the game chat room. No comments off the game chat room. That's what you do. No sex in the champagne room, man. That's what
Mandalorian says, what's the over-under for Forbes getting benched against Seattle? If he plays like he did against New England, it ain't happening. We'll see if the kid's confidence is up.
By the way, shout out to the veterans, bro. Tomorrow, Veterans Day. Salute your, troops, man. We got Steve on here. Thank you for your service. We have Rod on here. Sir. Thank you for his service. I don't know if Ellie was in the military. I know myself and Phil.
No, Ellie was never in the military. Ellie is just militant.
Slightly racist, but yeah, I get it. I totally get that. But
you've been in the group chat. Yeah, Ellie was not in the military. He was just.
He definitely seems like the type of guy that makes his bed first thing, man. That's a skill set. My girlfriend's like that, by the way. She makes the bed as soon as she gets out of it every morning, man. Like I can't do it. That motherfucker just be there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Shout out to all the veterans. Salute to you on Veterans Day, especially our own veteran Steve, who again is in the comments, but it could not be live with us tonight. Hopefully all went well at the PTCs that you had to go to tonight. Aaron Scherer asks, what's up with Forbes' Achilles torn injury report? He's full go. I'm not worried. He'll be playing. He was a full go in practice today.
That's probably the strongest part of his body here.
Well, it's not like it's holding up that much weight.
Right.
And Steve, of course, says that he hopes that they don't put him on an island for his own good. He's doing good well floating. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be putting anybody on an island right now. And I think that's the best thing for this defense. Don't lock up people on an island. Just don't allow mismatches either.
Yo, Marcus, I've never been inside the Yum Center, bro. That's crazy. I've never been inside the Yum Center. My girlfriend, she went to Louisville, man. She's been in there a few times. I have a goal this year to go to a Louisville basketball game. But I've been to Louisville basketball games. I just haven't been in the Yum Center. I went to one in Vanderbilt, a little tournament I had there before. I've been to a couple of Louisville games. I went to Rupp Arena once and watched them. But I've never been to the Yum Center, man. I have heard it's just like an NBA stadium. It's nice, or arena. It's nice, man. So I think they got it in anticipation trying to get the Bobcats when they were moving from New Orleans or wherever.
Well, like I said, if you like, let me see if I can get this picture up.
Sorry, New Orleans, how it went. We were supposed to get the Bobcats. They were naming the Colonels.
Oh, okay. I know exactly what you're talking about too.
Yeah.
Let me just full screen this real quick. Like I said, JMU just got this stadium back. I think it was 2019. I think it was right before COVID.
Why are you getting that up, man? Loki finale is tonight. Gen X is tonight. Invincible is tonight. As soon as I get off here tonight, I am watching Loki. Then me and my girlfriend are watching Hot Tub Time Machine because she's never seen it. She's not as cool as me.
It's in full screen. It's not going to be a great look at it.
That's good looking, man. It looks like a high school gym here, but
No, it holds about 8,000 people. They have If you look up in the sides, they have a second deck.
Yeah.
Behind the baskets, they just don't have it around the whole arena.
Man, you need to come look at some of these stadiums they got here for high school, man. They look like that.
Oh, I'll bet.
They got a dome in like Marion County, man. Like in Lebanon, they got a dome. It's dope. Like I remember when my son played football here. They got like a state of the art turf field. They got a nice school. They got nice stuff, man. They won state championship though, man. They great win 2 in a row.
Well, you remember the movie? And here's a little trivia for everybody. Y'all remember the movie Blue Chips?
Yeah.
Remember that stadium they were in? It looked like a college. It looked like a college arena, right?
Yeah.
That was a high school dome for basketball in Indiana, which of course,
Indiana has a lot of good Indiana high school sports stadium basketball places too. Yeah, I've been to a few of them.
Loves their basketball.
I ran track in the RCA dome once, man. It's dope. That place doesn't exist anymore. I don't think.
Yeah. Now they play it.
Conseco Fieldhouse now.
But it's definitely Martinsburg High School is a small college field with the turf and everything. Yeah, I do. I have gone by their high school. Yeah, Hanley in Winchester, which is next city south. Hanley is a public school that has a private endowment. So basically, they have a ton of money, and they have what is basically like a D3 college field. No, not even that. I'd even say D2. I've seen D3 colleges with worse fields than them.
By the way, Marcus lives in Lebanon, so he knows that dome I was saying about basketball. He lives in that town. It's the high school in his town, so he knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's pretty dope. I mean, it was when we were in high school. I'm old now, man. That motherfucker probably looks decrepit now, you know. But
he says he's gonna lose his shit if he sees Forbes ISO on DK. I think we all are. Aaron misses Cole Fieldhouse. That was such a great place. My grandmother had her graduation.
I miss Freedom Hall. Freedom Hall was dope.
Freedom Hall. That's where Louisville used to play, right?
Yeah, when they won they won.
Did they ever play at the Gardens?
No, I don't know what that is.
Louisville Gardens?
Oh no, man! Like the fairgrounds and shit. Like the
Louisville Gardens is downtown, dude.
Nah,
that's now.
That stuff wasn't there. I don't think.
Oh, the Gardens just closed a couple of years ago. That thing's been around since 1930s. It's a legendary venue for pro wrestling. If you know your old school territory wrestling,
Freedom Hall was in the Gardens though, so I guess that's what you.
Oh, okay. So okay.
Yeah, they took that whole thing down.
Is it torn down now? I know it was.
Yeah, that whole place is gone. I went to Sold Out. I guess the pay-per-view WWF Sold Out where it had Undertaker and also I went to that pay-per-view. I went to a couple of Monday Night Raws and Thursday Thunders in there at Freedom Hall. I told you I was there whenever Jericho first came. I was there, man.
Yeah, because it was Sold Out was a WCW pay-per-view. That was when they had
Sold Out WWF, man. Undertaker came out.
I think you're confusing that with one of the
Sold Out. They had a ghost or whatever, man, on the little thing. It's pretty dope, man.
I might have been. I think that was Cold Day in Hell. About 97.
It might have been like 97-ish.
Yeah, it's Cold Day in Hell. Then I think I know which one you're talking about. I gotta go back and look and see when it was. Yeah. But they used to run wrestling events there all the time.
Yeah.
Commander Lorian says AJ Brown and DJ Moore feasting on Forbes even had help. Metcalf and Lockett gonna be running double moves on him on afternoon. JDR keep 8-13 on a short leash. Hey, we'll see. I don't think that they're gonna ISO him, and Metcalf may not play. He didn't practice today. He hasn't practiced all week.
Hope he don't play.
If he doesn't play, take it.
I know the saying is to be the best, you got to beat the best. Look, I'm just trying to be the average. That's what we trying to be the 500. That's what we want to be. We want to be the hot 500s. That's what we want to be.
Instead, Lebanon's got a nice dome. He might be going to the Taylor County Regional Football game.
Yeah, I haven't watched a high school football game. My son played high school. I went to all his games. But other than that, I ain't watched a high school football game since I was in high school. I don't even want to. I don't like high school sports. I don't follow them really here. They went, like I said, Bowling Green, Warren East won a few state championships. Bowling Green High School has 2. Like, they got 2 state champions in this city. They've had 3 because South Warren's won. They got all 4 divisions here, A, single A, triple A, 4A. They got all of them here. All of them win championship in football all the time, bro. Bowling Green has a lot of guys that's probably going to the league, so they got a lot of guys, bro.
Marcus Elam says Louisville Gardens used to have wrestling. Jerry Lawler.
Got some guys on Colorado.
Yeah, Jerry Lawler was the king of Memphis, but yeah, he used to run up to Louisville all the time. That was part of the loop.
Jerry King Lawler was dope. Hell yeah.
And see, Steven knows the king.
The king.
Yeah. By the way,
other Dusty Rhodes guy, first black wrestler to ever win a belt.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, man. That's a dude. I don't know.
You can't tell me that dude wasn't a white dude dipped in like some chocolate. There's no way Dusty Rhodes was a black dude dipped in powdered donuts, bro. There's no way. There's no way that Dusty Rhodes wasn't black.
The first two main event black wrestlers in history, Junkyard Dog in Louisiana and Dusty Rhodes through the rest of the South.
Dusty Rhodes and Junkyard Dog, bro. He's a common man. Working hard with
I'll tell you what, honestly,
American Dream.
I don't know anybody. I think Dusty Rhodes is one of those is proof that racism is a mindset, because I know that is one man that as long as if you were just grew up poor, white, black, whatever, you loved Dusty Rhodes back in the day, especially in the South.
Everybody loved Dusty Rhodes.
That brought everybody together. They loved Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes is a black dude, man. You couldn't tell me any different, man. If you was blonde, you would not know. There's no way Dusty Rhodes is a white dude, man.
Marcus Stevens says Bowling Green always had squads. Dusty Rhodes was black. He was the Muhammad Ali of wrestling.
He was yeah, for sure, man. He was racial. He was transracial, man. He was like Rachel Dochell, man. He was a Rachel Dochell of wrestling, Dusty Rhodes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Bet y'all never thought that we would somehow get the name Rachel Dolezal brought into a conversation on a football podcast.
You ever wonder, like, you ever wonder how Rachel Dolezal look better as a black woman, though? That's weird. You ever seen the pictures of her as a white woman? Yeah. Then I was like, wait a minute, you look. And she soared all the way to the top of blackdom, too. Like, she was a more successful black person than me. That's why I actually was mad, though. That's why I was mad.
Before they broke the news that, she tanned herself and then lied about her race, I had seen like a clip or two of her, like trying to, speak up as a president of the chapter of the NAACP, whatever. And I just remember looking at him like, this woman ain't black.
No, I remember looking at her like, I hit it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I said when I first. And she can do hair like a black woman. I wonder what a plate like on Thanksgiving. I'm gonna follow her on Twitter. I wonder if she can cook yams. Sweet candy yams.
You're gonna follow Rachel on Twitter to see if she can cook yams.
Sweet what is
all right, cook? Y'all, on that
Rachel Dolezal, man. Pigmentally challenged, bro. Racial, transracial.
All right, y'all. See, you don't get this on any
what
other
transracial people do you know? Would Eminem considerably be transracial? Nah. He just he's just a white dude, man.
Because they're still trying to say he doesn't have any classics, and I heard that argument the other day.
I'm crazy. Somebody really
is. Anyway, you can catch us on all your DSPs. Definitely, if you are
Michael McDonald.
Subscribe.
Michael McDonald's definitely transracial. He's definitely black. He's like white James Brown.
His music was sampled from Warren G. So there you go.
He's just like James Brown. You don't understand a word he's saying. He's like, you smile with me, whispering in your ear. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this dude just said, but it sounds good. Nothing like the real thing. And he just goes out. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, Dev.
Michael McDonald.
Which doobie you be?
Huh?
I said, which doobie you be?
B-U-B, what's that?
You never heard that? That's from, what was it? What's Happening? Rerun goes up.
Oh, yeah, when they bootlegged this album. Rerun bootlegged this album, man. That shit was crazy as hell. Remember that shit? That shit was crazy, son. The Doobie Brothers.
He's like, which doobie you be?
Michael McDonald was black, really, though. Doobie. Think about the Doobie Brothers. They got away with that shit in the 70s. Like, that's crazy. That's like Scooby Doo. They literally got that shit through.
Different world, man. Different world.
Man. But I can't say Poontang on the podcast. I guess.
No, you just did.
Poontang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Hey, man. Yeah, Michael McDonald definitely transracial.
My favorite was Jeff Baxter, but that's because he was the guitarist.
I got one. Perhaps the most transracial person there is.
Who?
Tina Marie.
Yeah, Tina Marie, and I'll tell you why.
Tina
because
Marie.
I didn't know until I saw her in a video that she was even white.
Definitely.
But I guess you could put Bobby Caldwell in that.
Never gonna give you up. Remember, they thought there was a black guy until they saw Rick Astley. Wait a minute. What about that one song, "Being Around the World"? Remember, everybody found out.
No,
Yeah.
Everybody knew she was white because the music videos were out by then.
Yeah. But when you heard the song,
but it's funny because black people claim
never
her.
would imagine it.
Black people claim that woman like she is an African treasure. It's hilarious.
They did. I was one of those guys. She was like the first white singer chick that gave me a boner. I remember that specifically. That dumbass pixie cut. Hey,
Mandalorian over here just says Post Malone. No.
Nah, man. He looks like a dirty person. I don't know. It looks like he don't wash his ass.
Post Malone. I remember when Charlamagne interviewed Post Malone at some awards show, and he went, "You actually smell good."
Yeah, I'm sure he smells great. Right, but he looks like he
doesn't look like it.
But he definitely probably, does.
White Iverson.
He seems like one of the coolest guys ever in the world, though. By the way,
White Iverson. He ain't even like white Brian Scalabrine.
Oh, that's a good one though. What about Jason Williams, white chocolate himself?
Yeah, that dude could ball. I was a huge.
What about Samuel Devontae Howell? No. Samuel Devontae Howell.
He might be the first transracial person because he transcends Asians, white people, black people, Latinos. We all love Sam Howell.
Because he has an airbrush beard or whatever that is on his face. It was weird. I don't know what he did.
He's like
George. It's like a little George Michael in there. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, he's got his beard. His beard's like mine. When I go to the barber and they throw that vegan powder in there to fill.
They call it in the black neighborhood. We call it Beijing, buddy. That's what they call that shit. They put on your face, line you up. Yeah, with that Beijing on you. Yeah, he does look like you get a little Beijing every now and then.
I get that.
Who's it?
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, Tina Marie, probably the blackest white person ever though. Tina Marie for sure.
Mandalorian says Jeremy Lin.
Said Taylor Dane. I remember Taylor Dane had black women lips back before people had black women lips. You know what I'm saying? She's like the first Kardashian motherfucker.
Yam, drop it in and say hi. Yam, good to see you. You missed a good conversation.
Man, we're talking about the blackest white people in the world. Max Kellerman. He can't rap. Max Kellerman.
No, he sounds like it because he used to do that Iggity style back in '92 when he dropped his mixtape.
Yeah, he can rap, man. By the way, one of the most smartest people on ESPN. The dumbass was letting him go, by the way. But still,
Max Kellerman's an idiot, and he was trying to be, Vanilla Das FX.
Nah, I think that was him. I think that was him, man. I don't think that's a pretend. I think that's him, bro. I think that's just him. You know what I'm saying?
It's what he wanted to be.
I bet his IQ was higher than everybody's in ESPN's, bro. I'd be willing to bet that. His IQ was probably higher than anyone's at ESPN's, bro. And I like ESPN, by the way. I'm not dissing him. I just think
that said Skip Bayless.
Skip Bayless. Man. He would be Mr. Candy on Django. If you had to. That's Mr. Candy. That ain't no. You want us to let him come? You want us to treat him like a white man? No, that's not what I said. On Django, by far the hardest scene on there. One of them.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna kill the podcast on this one.
Yeah,
check us out. Like and subscribe. Listen to the audio version. Watch us on YouTube.
We're gonna talk about the whitest black guys next. Daniel Cameron.
Subscribe. Hit the bell notifications. We'll see y'all Monday for the post game. Let's get this dub. And as always, Peace and hail.
And hell, oh, peace.